Hello, manga and anime lovers. I'm Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about Days with My Stepsister, Episode 7. Now, this episode was a lot more toned down than the previous episodes. Unlike in a lot of the other ones, we didn't really have a set storyline from start to finish, but we did get a lot of insight into Saki's character and her experiences and thoughts on what's happening, as well as the breaking down of the relationship between the two step-siblings. Now, of course, how could I talk anymore without going into the beautifully animated journal sequence where we get Saki's thoughts. Some of those scenes were so pretty that you would have thought A1 Pictures made it or something like that. And I'm specifically talking about the scene where Saki's walking barefoot in the rain and her feet are going through the water and it's just shimmering and you're like, oh my goodness, it looks realistic. I thought the entire animation and presentation of that was so nice, as with the last one, although it was even more beautiful this time. But the real meat and potatoes lies in us once again getting to see into Saki's head. And this is where it gets a little bit, I don't want to say confusing, but a little bit chaotic. Because Saki has misinterpreted her feelings toward her brother as jealousy. And while she's not wrong that she's jealous of Shiori, she's also not coming to the correct conclusion, or at least she's purposely avoiding it. She's trying to suppress her emotions like she's done all her life. I mean, later in the episode, we can see how expressive she was as a child and how she's not now. And she's trying to go back to that state by ignoring the change within herself. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work, because when you tend to bottle up strong feelings, they usually come back in explosive force when you least want them to. That's just how the human brain works. And especially when you're the self-deprecating type, like Saki is, where she's eventually going to get so mad at herself that she's going to take it out on someone else. And it's either going to be Shiori, Yuuta, or some random stranger. And in any of those three circumstances, Yuta's probably the best person to be in that position. But I don't think it's going to go well regardless. I mean, we can already see the results of this change in perspective from her when throughout the entire second half of the episode she's very, I don't want to say standoffish, but she's very cold and she's not communicating at all, unlike how she was before. So it's a huge change in character for her. When Yuuta finds out that Saki's friend invited them to the beach, I don't know what her reaction means when he tells Saki that, but I assume that she wanted him to go, but because he said he's not interested, because he's way too considerate, and he's assuming what she fails, then she does not want to go because she doesn't want to go without him, and she's also being too considerate, and she's trying to ignore her own feelings. So in short, it's just a huge mess, and it just keeps getting worse. So I'm expecting things to come to a head next episode or the episode after that in a very bad way. We also get quite the substantial time skip for this series, and a whole month goes by, and we don't see any of it. I was really disappointed we didn't get to see Saki interacting with Shiori at all at the bookstore, especially her first reaction or upon meeting, learning that Saki was working there. I don't know, anything. Same thing with Yuuta. We do get a flashback to when she told him that she was applying, and I think it's interesting to see how hurt Yuuta seems to be, or at least confused in this situation, that she was avoiding the topic and didn't tell him, because to him, open communication is what's best, even though he's not doing it himself. So when she lies like that, lies by omission rather, he is very surprised, and I would be too, because that's, like I said, the antithesis to what Saki professes to aspire to be. And you can really see their relationship becoming super tenuous when Saki is talking to Yuuta in his room. And when, as soon as Yuuta says that he likes to be alone, she ends the conversation. She says, oh, well, that's enough for today. And like, no, you can't do that. You gotta push a little bit more. He's very communicative. He'll tell you if he doesn't like something. He's done it before, so you can't be so considerate like this. This is basically toxic consideration, and it's coming from both ends, to be honest, and it's going to result, again, in a fight or some type of drama. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. One other thing, Saki in a ponytail at work. I didn't realize she would look so good in that. She almost looked like a completely different character. It's nice to see Shiori pushing Yuuta to help his sister at work. I really like that because you can see how relieved Yuuta was when he was able to go and help. Now, that being said, that's all I had to say on this episode. Looking forward to seeing how things go from here. Bye.